Hey everyone, Brian Peters with Buffer here. Today we're talking all about how you can start rocking your Instagram strategy in 2017 and beyond. No matter how many followers you have or how much engagement you currently get, these tips are going to help you take your Instagram account to the next level. Let's get started. So first of all, Instagram is a huge marketing opportunity, not only for people and personal brands, but for businesses and enterprises as well. As many of you know, Instagram actually just passed 700 million monthly active users, which is mind-boggling. They're about to hit 1 billion users, which will be a major milestone for the company. And Instagram Stories just passed 250 million monthly active users. You have Instagram Live, direct messaging. There's just so many ways that businesses and marketers can use Instagram to connect with their target audience and, build a loyal following. But as many of us know, it's one of the tougher platforms to get the hang of. I mean, we're literally competing with some of the biggest and best brands out there, some of the most professional photographers and designers. I mean, the amount of quality photos that are posted to Instagram every single day is incredible. So, how do we as marketers stand out among all of this amazing content? For starters, it helps to think about your Instagram account as your online portfolio. So those first 6 to 12 photos that people see when they first visit your profile are so essential to establishing your style, your brand, and giving people a great first impression about who you are as an individual or as a brand. But the question is, how do you do it in a way that keeps people scrolling through your feed, coming back for more, and then also sharing your photos with friends? Because as we know, that's one of the best ways for your Instagram account to grow, is that word of mouth virality. So the first question to ask, and probably the most important of all, is what's your style? Have you ever been to a big brand's account or an enterprise's account and thought, wow, like they know what they're doing. They have a great feel. All their photos feel the same. There's a very aesthetically pleasing something about this profile that I can't quite put my finger on. That's what we're going for with your Instagram account, and it's one of the main reasons why people will like, follow, engage with their photos, and share with their friends. And the secret behind all of that is the chances are they found their style. So your style is what you want to be known as either a personal brand or a business, whether you're a foodie, a designer, a traveler, a blogger, a social media expert, a SaaS company. The key here is to establish what you want to be known for right off the bat. So if you take a look at some of the most popular accounts out there, like this one here, you'll notice they follow a very particular theme or style. The colors are the same, the type of photos are the same, the feel is the same, and that really does make a difference for when people land on your profile for the first time. And it is important to stick to that theme, but that doesn't mean you can't change styles over time. So right now, if you're not seeing a lot of success on Instagram, it might be a good idea to think, well, what else can we do to make our Instagram profile successful? And you can slowly change your style over time. So let's say you're a landscape photographer and you want to start switching to maybe coffee shops or cityscapes. Well, what you will want to do, and this goes for anybody in any industry, is slowly start to ease people into the new style. So you might post 1 coffee, 1 cityscape, 1 landscape, and then 2 coffees, 2 cityscapes, 2 landscapes. Because what your followers have come to expect from you is one thing, but you can slowly transition them into a new style over time. It's also a wonderful challenge as an Instagram marketer to be able to change styles successfully, and it'll keep the marketing aspect of it interesting for you and your brand and your followers. So first things first, find your style. What are you all about as a brand, and how is that aesthetically gonna fit into your feed? All right, the second thing we gotta talk about is the grid layout. And while the theme and style might have been the most important, I think the grid is the most underrated. It's often overlooked and sometimes not even taken into account by Instagram marketers. But that's okay, because that can change today. I think the hardest part about Instagram marketing is hammering down that look and feel you want on your Instagram profile. So let's take a look at another account here and what they've done to establish that grid layout that really has a great quality and feel to it. And from what I've seen, I think there are really 3 ways to establish a beautiful grid layout that people will come to and really enjoy. And that's number 1, through color. So a lot of times you'll see on Instagram accounts that will have a similar color to all of their photos. And there's a few ways you can do that. If you're a winter photographer, you might take pictures of lots of snow, which will give your feed a very white layout. Or if you're a brand and you have brand colors, you might add your brand colors to each one of your photos to give them a similar feel. There's also another way to do color, and that's by adding maybe a saturation, a brightness, a tone, or a hint to all of your photos to give them that similar feel. So no matter what kind of photography you take or what kind of videos that you make, they can all have a similar color to them, which will give your feed a very nice looking flow. The second way to perfect your Instagram grid layout is to think about arrangement ahead of time. The arrangement of your photos is the perfect way to make your Instagram grid feel planned. And that's, a very important part about Instagram marketing is you're not just winging it. You're not throwing up photos just kind of haphazardly or randomly. You're thinking about, okay, what is this photo gonna look like here? And then when I post the next photo, how is that gonna shift the first photo, and then how are they all gonna look together and similar and feel great, right? So one of my favorite parts of the Buffer app is our grid preview, and I highly suggest checking it out if you haven't used the Buffer app. But essentially, you can add all the photos you want, let's say 7 to 10 days out. You can hit the little grid preview button, and it's gonna show you what the grid looks like when you post those videos or photos live to Instagram. So when people look at your profile, it flows naturally and looks nice. So far, we have color and arrangement. And the third and final thing when creating a cohesive Instagram grid is photo or video type. So as opposed to color or arrangement, you can actually control the photo or video type to give your grid a perfect feel. So when determining photo type, you can determine things like, am I strictly an aerial photographer? Do I strictly do designs, or how about quotes? Or am I known for posting a quote every third photo, right? So if you think about the photo type in advance, when people come to your profile, they know you post certain types of photos, and that's why people will follow you, because they know what to expect every single time. So you're gonna get those people who are fans of quotes, or who are fans of design or aerial photography. So strategically placing certain photo types or videos in your grid will enhance your brand image when people come and visit your profile. All right, the third thing to think about when taking your Instagram account to the next level is content strategy. And what I mean by content strategy is thinking 4, 5, 6, even 10 photos ahead of what you plan to post on Instagram. That is content strategy. But taking it to the next level, it's posting photos and videos in the order that makes sense to the overall story you're trying to tell on Instagram marketing. And I know that seems like a lot or overdoing it, but if you take a look at some of the most successful Instagram accounts, they really do have a well thought out content strategy in place that really tells a story about who they are as a brand or business. Well, what does that mean? For starters, it means not posting too many of the same photos in a row. So as we talked about earlier, no matter which industry you're in, you're gonna wanna switch it up within your style. So don't do 5 coffee shop photos in a row. Do a picture of a coffee shop, and then maybe some coffee, and then a cityscape, and then a person drinking coffee. Switch up your photos within that style so people don't get tired of the same thing over and over again. The key is with content strategy is to keep people on their toes, keep them guessing, keep them curious about what you're gonna post next, and make it super interesting for your followers to follow along with you. So the way I like to think about it is that we're all Instagram artists, and I know that sounds cheesy, but we're telling a story to our followers and to our users. So the question is, what will your story be? Speaking of stories, what better way to tell a story than with a good caption? Another underrated marketing strategy for Instagram is great captions. I know a ton of marketers that spend a lot of time developing amazing photos and videos for Instagram, only to make the caption really a second thought when they go to post. And that's okay, because a lot of times the photo or the video is really good and it really captures that engagement. But many times when people are scrolling through their feed, if you think about your own scrolling habits, they're going to the photo, they're looking at the photo, and then their eyes go down at the caption to see what you said about that photo. And a lot of times, the caption can mean the difference between a like and a comment or nothing. It doesn't mean your photos and videos aren't good, it just means that the caption didn't perfectly capture the essence of the photo or the video. So when talking about captions, length really doesn't matter, because I know a lot of accounts that tell a long story in the caption and they get a lot of engagement. I also know a lot of brands that tell quick, witty, or funny stories with the caption. Whatever it is, the caption needs to explain what the photo or the video is about in an artistic way. And the secret to great captions is to make your brand or your business known for something special. What do you deliver in the captions that is different than what everybody else is doing? And last but not least, Instagram stories. Stories are an incredible way to supplement all of the amazing work that you're doing with your Instagram feed. I like to think about stories as a behind the scenes look into the professional portfolio that is your normal Instagram account. If you're a brand or a business and you're posting inspirational quotes, is there a way that you can take people behind those quotes into your office or to the person that said them and give people a deeper look into why you posted that photo? Stories are also an amazing way to connect with people on a human level. It gives your brand or your business the chance to show off the faces behind what makes your company great. And you know, that's what a lot of people use Instagram stories for. They film them very authentically on their iPhone. They do kind of, you know, more of that real life feel to their Instagram stories. But there's also another way to do Instagram stories, which is much more of a polished professional feel. So what I mean by that is that a lot of times professionals will use their DSLR or an iPhone or an Android to capture the video. They'll drop them into an, Adobe Premiere, Adobe After Effects, or any of their favorite video editing tools. They'll edit it down and then they'll send it back to their phone in order to post to Instagram stories. And I know that sounds like a lot and it sounds like it's overdone, but it's really what helps to set your Instagram account apart from others. And so when people know that they're gonna get something really special on Instagram stories from their account, it makes them wanna click that little bubble at the top of the feed to watch yours every single time you post. So 2 of my favorite ways to create amazing Instagram stories is number 1 with Canva, and that helps you create the still graphics that you might see on Instagram accounts. So as you can see here, I have a template set up at 1080 by 1920. I'm setting up my storyboard here, which is planned out in order that I want to tell the story on Instagram stories. And then once I'm done, I simply download this to my computer and then airdrop it over to my phone. Another one of my favorite products for doing just that is Adobe After Effects. After Effects lets me quickly create moving text motions and moving graphics on the screen so that it looks really, really cool and unique in Instagram stories. And the best part about Canva and Adobe After Effects, same with Adobe Premiere or Adobe Spark Post, the app, is that you don't lose any quality when adding, custom graphics or images or text to these. And like I said before, it's really a great way to make your brand stand out online. So are you ready to rock your Instagram strategy in 2017 and beyond? I know you are. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I am always available for questions or just to say hello down in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this Instagram strategy video today, I would really appreciate it if you click the little thumbs up button below here and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this in the future. Until next time, I'm Brian with Buffer. Keep on rocking Instagram.